Hey guys, Bushido of Team Bad Yugi's again, and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Club. I've got another deck profile for you from January 14, a personal favorite of mine, mostly because it's the same deck that I played back in the format, and that is MADOLCHE. This is actually one card different from my list that I played back then. I'm just trying it out for now. I'll get to it when I get there. Started with 3 MADOLCHE, 3 Messengelado. In this format, you do not want to play less than 3 because if you ever draw one and have already summoned one off of Hoot Cake, it means that your Invoker combo is now dead. So you definitely need to play 3 of this. 3 Hoot Cake. It's the biggest advantage gainer. It's a combo starter in this deck. Usually, all of your big field wipes, your Infinity level combos, start with this guy right here. And then 2 Mufoi. You definitely don't want 1 Mufoi for the fact that sometimes you have to Hoot Cake it out, make a rank 3, as well as it triggers your Messengelado. Since you're playing 3 Messengelado, you want to be triggering him more often, make it a better card than what it is. And also, this is like the perfect bait for Fiendish Chain, and just allows you to go off. It helps you start your combos more, because that way, almost any 2 combination of like these MADOLCHEs is a good combo. I used to only play 2 MADOLCHE way back in the day. I ended up finding myself having to play 3 just to be able to assemble those pieces together more. Then for the final combo pieces, we have 1 Werewolf, 1 TG Striker, and 1 Spell Striker. These guys are rota targets, just like Messengelado, so you get to play 2 copies of each, essentially. And these are able to help you out. So, like, let's say you summon Striker, then when they summon Mufoi, if they negate the effect, you still have a play to go off of. And Spell Striker, just with Hoot Cake, is another combo enabler. It's the same with Werewolf. In fact, they're exactly the same. It's just that Werewolf has its own different utilities in the fact that it works with Striker, and it summons on your opponent's turn for defense. But he's a rota target, so it's really nice. And the last card's Thunder King. This is the card I'm trying. I've taken out the second instant fusion to play one of these bad boys, and I'm seeing how it is. In the future, you might not see it. It might be back for another instant fusion. It might be something else. Either way, it's nice. Moving on to spells, we have Double Chateau, 1 ticket. You definitely want 2 of these, not only for the fact that if they pop the first one, they don't have any more, but there's actually one of the combos to make Tiramisu live involves activating one over the other, sending it to the grave. That way you can actually have when you have a detached fodder to activate Tiramisu's effect. Then we have the 3 upstarts for consistency, obviously. We have 2 dualities. 3 duality keeps you from popping off when you need to pop off. Very often this deck is comboing on turn 2 if you have a good aggressive hand, because there's just a lot of cards you play for that sort of protection. 1 Rhoda, 1 instant fusion. Again, this used to be 2 back in the day. I might put it back in. I don't know. Could also put in Maxi or something in the main like that. Or Veiler, because hand traps also make Hoot Cake live. 1 Book of Moon, 3 MSTs as staple, and 2 Lance. It'd be nice to fit in room for the 3rd Lance, but this book is much too important to dodge effect Veiler, because if they're really smart with their Veiler, they'll actually wait for Tiramisu to hit the board if they're a deck that can deal with the monster, but they can't deal with the effect, and they'll Veiler the Tiramisu, and then you're like, oh, well now I don't get ticket effect, and you kind of run out of space. But this Book of Moon is kind of like your last-ditch support. It'll keep you in there, it'll help your combo resolve, and it'll wipe them off the face of the earth. Moving on to traps, Double Mirror Force, Double Breakthrough Skill, Compulse, Bottomless, Torrential, Warning, and then of course 1 MADOLCHE Palooza. If you open this card and a decent playable hand, this is usually what sets you over the edge for your opponent, because they never see it coming. But Double Mirror Force, because they're always Mystical Space Typhooning your MADOLCHE cards, so this is always just a wide open hit for them. And plus, I mean, multiple monster destruction. You know why Mirror Force is good in this format. It was at 2 for a reason. Breakthrough skills over Fiendish Chain, because you want to be able to hit their dwellers. That way you keep your resources floating, keeping your spells good. And also just means they can't space it if, like, let's say they're trying to exit on you and blow out your established board. This will keep you there, so that way you can win on the next turn. And these are all pretty much staples. Another good one for dodging Bottomless and other cards you can't deal with, because Palooza will actually trigger MADOLCHE ticket. Very important. And now moving on to the extra deck. We have 2 Tiramisu's, 1 101, 1 Exiton. These are the same copies actually played back then. 1 Dweller, and 1 Cowboy. Then for the Synchros, we have 1 Armades, 1 Barkion, and 1 Beast. I will admit that Beast is probably the weakest card of the extra deck, but there are just certain matchups where this card is just absolutely crippling. Like, let's say you're playing against Spellbook. This card can be devastating to them, especially if you have a lance to protect it from any traps on summon. You're almost always set for life with this card. For the fusion, for the instant fusion, we have one Fusionist and one Carbonala, allowing for rank 4s or rank 3 options, depending or what you need. They're also great for synchroing for Beast or Barkion with. Carbonala to make Barkion has been very important in the past. And for the rank 3s, we have one Invoker, one Levier for the obvious combos, one Soul of Silver Mountain, and one Zenmaines. Soul is a great resource card to pull out mid-game if you're tied on resources with your opponent, because this can bring back a Who Cake that you detached from it, and the Who Cake will then be live main phase 2 to accumulate more advantage. Also, while at the same time, it's being protected by its own stunning ability, hitting their face downs. Very powerful card. Alright, hopefully I wasn't too long-winded there. Want to get this nice and quick there. But this is MADOLCHE from 2014. Only reason this list never topped is because I didn't go to any regionals. But hey, that's neither here nor there, you know. Maybe just a little bit of shade, but nothing wrong with that, am I right? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk about the deck. I know a lot about it. I've tested this deck a lot from back in this format, so I know a lot about it. Make sure to check the description. You'll find duels, and you'll find other deck profiles from this format as well. Make sure to hit that bell as well so you can get your notifications up in the top of your channel. And hey, this is Yugioh. Talk to you later.